Seniority is a mechanism to gaining power, right? Most boards value seniority in as much as they give more senior members of a board the chair roles of committees, or they give them more power in terms of the role that they're assigned. Some board members, we see board members in the data that have been on boards for 20, 30, 40 years, some of whom aren't even founders. They've just been around, right? Like, they might have worked at the company and they've stayed, they've left the company, retired, and they joined the board of the company a couple years later, and they just sit there. There's a lot of that in Asia where you see like sort of long tenured members, but even in the US, it's the minority, but they exist. So seniority can be a mechanism to sort of own influence, in as much as if you can raise your hand in a meeting and say to somebody, well, I've been here a really long time and this is the way we do things, and you're new on that board, there's a social tension, right? Like, your ability to basically say, well, that's not the way it should be done, is limited by the fact that 1, 2, or 3 people on that board may have much longer tenures and have entrenched views of how to run this board or these committees or in this way. So in that way, seniority can be intertwined with power. In terms of performance, we often see seniority can be negatively correlated to something like privacy and data, emerging issues. So you see companies where there's new emerging issues like climate change. If you've been on a board for 40 years, no one talked about climate change 40 years ago, but now it's a big deal. We see boards with longer tenured members with entrenched views or that are highly connected to one another that can underperform on something like carbon because they don't know how to manage it. They don't know how to measure it. They don't know how to think about it. They have to bring in outside consultants. And there's this is the way it's done sort of attitude that can obstruct progress on some of those sort of performance metrics.